All right, yes, I'm driving, but I have a stand, okay? I'm being safe. But real quick, I just wanted to tell a story of a situation that happened to me last year that really is a good example of why you need to not hire some sleazy salesperson to sell your house. You need to hire an agent that's honest, trustworthy, that's not going to beat around the bush, and that's not going to tell you what you want to hear, but tell you what you need to hear. I had a listing appointment with this couple who was selling their house, actually, not far from me, in my neighborhood. Actually, they were meeting with, I think, 3 or 4 agents total. I was probably the second or third one they had talked to, and I told them, it's my neighborhood. I'm familiar with the market and what houses are selling for and how long they're sitting on the market. So I told them, your house is worth between $260 and $270, somewhere in that range. And then they said, well, we've had agents tell us that they could sell it for $330, that they would list it for $330. And I'm like, yeah, well, of course they can list it for $330, but can they sell it for $330? I said, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I think it's worth more than it is just to try and get your listing, which is what these agents are doing. And it could be that they just had different comps than me and they pulled something differently, but no one's going to be more familiar with my neighborhood than me, because I live there. But anyways, I ended up not getting the listing, and they listed it for 30 or 40,000 more than I thought it was worth. So they listed it for, I think, maybe 310 or 320, something like that. And then it ended up sitting for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, I think, without any activity, until finally it sold for 240 or 250, something like that. And the reason it sold for less than I think it was worth was because once it sits on the market for a month or two, it looks stale. So people automatically think that there's something wrong with this house, even though there was nothing wrong with the house. It was a great house. It was just listed too high at first. So they ended up losing out on, potentially 20 grand more that they could have had just because they listened to this agent that said it was worth way more than it really was. And I'm telling you this because if you're thinking about selling your house, pricing, especially in a market that's not like it was 3 years ago where every single house was selling for whatever it was listed for, you really have to be strategic about your pricing. So you need to find an agent, even if it's not me. Obviously, I would work my ass off for you. I want you to call me, but the big thing is just hire an agent. It's good to have someone in your corner that's looking out for you, that knows the ins and outs of this business and these transactions, because they are very complex. It's not just like going to the car dealership at 9 a.m. and by lunch you've got a new car. It's not that kind of purchase. But look, if you've been thinking about it, reach out to me. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to tell you. You may not like what I have to say, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. So reach out to me. I'll answer any questions I can for you. And, I'd love your business. I'd love to help you. This is Austin Matthews, associate broker with eXp Realty in Northeast Alabama, 256-919-3030. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.